I'm back. Now, look, I know I've been gone for a while, and I can come up with a myriad of excuses as to why. Mainly, I started a new job. It takes a lot of my time, and a lot of my free time I just spend doing other stuff. But I'm going to approach doing content a different way. Speaking of content, look what I brought for you guys. Monster Hunter. We'll get to that in a second, but I'm trying a new recording style, and we're going to see if that looks a little bit better. I mean, I'm already having a lot more fun with it. I mean, look, I'm doing something I've never really done before, which is actually using my green screen. I mean, you can't tell it's here, but I promise it's here. You want to see a little something? Whoop, it's there. See, that was my chair. We're using the green screen today. But I'm going to try something. We're going to have a little bit of fun with it and just see how it works. Now, today, I'm bringing you Monster Hunter, like I said. We're actually going to turn this into a series. I haven't played Monster Hunter World in quite some time, honestly. And I really want to sit down and play it again, especially since Monster Hunter Wilds is right around the corner. So, my thought process is I want to do something in Monster Hunter World that I've never done before. Now, get ready, this is going to sound a little wild, pun intended.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I've never actually beaten the game before, believe it or not. I've unlocked the guiding lands, but that's really as far as I've gone. By the time I hit the guiding lands, I normally just stop to do something else. What we're going to do is I'm going to sit down, I'm going to choose a weapon that I am scared of, don't really know, maybe have only touched a handful of times. I played with every weapon in the series, aside from Frontier's 2 extra weapons, but that's a secret for later on down the line. So I've gone and chose Charge Blade this time around because it's a weapon I really don't know. I mean, I know a little bit of it, but I'm kind of terrified of it, honestly. So our adventure begins, the usual way it does, crash landing in a forest, having to listen to the handler, and fighting some freaking lizards. I love playing through this game again, especially playing with Charge Blade, and I'm going to stick with it through the entire thing. It doesn't matter if I find something that's hard for me to do with it. It doesn't matter if I want to go back to a comfortable weapon of mine. We're going to stick with Charge Blade the entire way through. And this series is going to take me through all the way to Fatalis. I'm gonna try to complete all the side content and all the hardest hunts in the game, but I'm no epic gamer, so there's no guarantees as to what's gonna happen. We're definitely going to fight Fatalis, at least. That is the goal of this series. Now, I've edited it a little bit, as you can probably see in the background already. I'm already cutting through pieces, putting some stuff together. If you would like to watch me do full hunts, let me know down in the comments below. But I mean, I cut out the boring parts, like the running to, the gathering and stuff like that, and you guys can just see the fights if you want. Here, obviously, we're running, trying to find some clues. Now watch this. This is the fun part. She is clueless. She is none the wiser. Big fat lizard. That is not a euphemism. That's a big fat lizard. See? But we'll go through this more. I'll have more commentary for you as soon as there's actual content going on and not just glorified cutscene. So I'll let past Gavin take over for a little bit. All right, here I'm actually starting to use the Charge Blade a little bit. I mean, it doesn't look like masterful gameplay by any stretch of the means, but I mean, look at me go. I'm kind of kicking ass a little bit. Here though, I mess up, and I don't know that you're supposed to charge your weapon once the files start glowing like that. And I start wondering why I'm bouncing off of just regular small monsters. I mean, It's a little embarrassing. Watch me try to hit this guy and then bounce off. But I mean, I eventually get it together. I charge, and now I'm back to swinging. See, look, I'm kicking ass. I eventually end up hitting the training grounds to try and practice a little bit, try to get a few of the combos. Now you can see right here there is a sword and a shield icon next to the files. Now I still really don't know how to use this weapon. I just honestly button mash to save my life, and that's just carrying me through so far. So far, I know to charge the shield. I do not know how, if at all, if you can charge the freaking sword, but I find out later that you can charge the shield, and I'd start to do massive damage afterwards. So now I'm going to go fight some Kestodon, and this is where I start to really put my practice into effect. And I mean, I'm popping off right here. I mean, look at that. Like, watch me fight for a minute. I mean, I get knocked around a little bit, but here we go. No, not yet. Yeah, see, look at that. See, I'm figuring it out slowly but surely. And now we're fighting the big freaking lizard himself, big fat boy who likes to eat a lot. And no, I'm not talking about myself. And I mean, I'm really putting into effect what I've practiced here. I'm popping off a few combos. I'm charging my files and actually using my elemental discharge. Uh, I don't think through this fight I've learned how to use super amplified elemental discharge, or SAID, said, however people in the community pronounce it. Some people will pronounce it Saeed. I'm not going to pronounce it that way. Uh, but I use my super amplified elemental discharge sometime later. I actually end up figuring that out through the Kulu Yaku fight, which I forgot to record. But I mean, as you can see, I'm wrecking house. I'm kicking this guy's ass. He's not ready for this. Yep. See, I murdered this guy. Murdering giant lizards is apparently a passion of mine. I don't know if you heard me. I claimed I button mashed. I'm not gonna hide it. And I'm a button masher when I'm using weapons I don't really know how to use. So now I'm on my way to fight the Pookie Pookie because, like I said, I forgot to film me killing the Kulu Yaku, but I mean, we'll get to that later. As you can see, I switched up my gear here. I got some Jagras equipment, and I got the Switch Axe. Switch Axe. Here, I actually get a little lucky. Big freaking T-Rex guy decides to come out of nowhere, and I thought I was going to have to dodge him the first time I found Pookie Pookie, but I get lucky. He decides to skedaddle out of here because he knows what's good for him. He knows I'll kick his ass, right? Right?
Oh, great, he's back.
Yeah, big boy decides to circle around because he hasn't seen enough of me, apparently. I was actually really starting to get pretty sexy crazy on that Pookie Pookie for a minute with the Charge Blade, but I didn't get lucky to continue the combo because look, all three, I get the triple pile up. They all decided to come in. This is where it is. This is where the party's at. It's hot and crazy right now. Yeah, so you can see here now I've kind of really figured out how to charge the shield. I have to go into it from my amplified axe attack and then just switch into the shield and it will charge it. And I figure at this point, I figure that I have to do the exact same thing somehow to get the sword charged up. And here in a minute too, I figure out once you charge the files and do the same thing, look at this. Boom! I murder a bunch of small lizards here. I am a lizard murderer. I need to be put on some freaking record or something like that. But I figure out how to do that. I'm freaking out because that was one of the coolest things I've ever done, possibly ever. I do it again here, but I completely miss. So I'm glad you really didn't get to see that. But I'm at this point, I'm starting to kind of figure it out, or so I think. We kill Puke, and now it's on to bigger and better things. Like spotting a Rathian. I made sure to put this in here. You know who you are, who really likes the Rathian. So it's actually at this point where I think I have things kind of under my belt thus far, and feel more comfortable with the weapon. But I really flopped because for whatever reason I could not remember how to charge the shield like I did in the last hunt. For the life of me, I could not do it. So throughout this hunt, you see me running around, struggling, trying to mash buttons to try to figure out how I did that. See, like this, I mash the button, I figure it out, I get it together, and I can't figure out what to do afterwards. I'm in yellow sharpness, which is gonna happen because I'm using a bone-based weapon, and I'm bouncing off of everything. I can't figure out why. Even on a just regular spot like a leg or even his arms, I'm bouncing off. So he ends up running away. I sharpen my weapon. I mean, I only have a little bit of green sharpness going on, so there's not really much I can do right now until I get a better weapon. Now here, the rest of the fight is made completely easy because of this little guy. If nobody knows, that's a cactar that was added in with the Final Fantasy crossover. And look, it's doing its 1,000 needles. But it doesn't just do 1,000 damage. This guy does a lot of damage. It murders this freaking Baroth. I mean, I get off scot-free because I don't even have to fight this guy now. Now, with Juratotus, this fight was much the same as the Baroth. I came in here having a bigger head than I really needed to, and fighting him just really did not go that well. I mean, I don't like the big mucky fish boy anyway. I don't really enjoy his fight. But normally I don't really have that hard of a problem, especially in low rank. I don't have that hard of a problem with him. I mean, I'm floundering, if you will, fish puns, trying to figure out how to use this charge blade, and for the life of me, I can't figure it out. Like, right there, I'm on yellow sharpness. And even in axe mode, I'm bouncing off of this guy. At this point, I don't know if it's just because of the fact that I'm doing something completely wrong, which, let's be honest, I probably am. Or if maybe the weapon sharpness is just not up to par with what I need to do. Normally with sword and shield, or dual blades, or long sword, I don't really have these issues. Or at least I don't notice that I have these issues. So here I'm learning something new, and it's throwing me through a loop. I end up getting lucky here because Baroth comes back and decides to be a real homie about our last battle. I guess he felt bad for me or something. Wanted to give me a little easy go. So he and Juratotus have a turf war. Starts off not looking good for him. I take little pot shots with my slinger, thinking that would actually help. And I mean, I did break a part. It was probably just mud. But, I mean, it kind of helped. He did some massive damage, kind of helped me get a little closer and feel a little more comfortable about the fight. And here, we chase him back to his little hidey hole. I mean, I tenderized him a little bit. I'm still not really understanding when to do all that with this weapon yet. But we're still in low rank. I'll figure it out eventually. And I mean, right here, I finally get the shield charge off again. I wish I would have had some files stored up because I probably could have killed him right there. And actually, at this point, I realized too how I'm doing this. I realize this is when I need to switch from, instead of attacking with the charged axe form, I need to switch back into shield, and it'll charge up the shield. I finished with a super amplified there, and finally finish him off, and I'm feeling good by this point. Now, we're gonna stop right there for a little bit. This will be the end point of the video. This is more just a proof of concept, showing you guys what I'm working on in the background, and this is going to be my thing for the channel going forward. I hope you guys like it. I mean, I'm actually really enjoying doing content this kind of way right now, where I'm just playing in the background and do some voiceover like this, show you guys what I'm doing. I love watching content like this and I figured, hey, why not give it a shot trying to make content like this? So let me know how you guys feel about that down in the comments. Drop a like, hit subscribe if you want to see more of this stuff. I mean, I got plenty in me. This game is huge. I'm not stopping until it's done. Obviously, I'm not going to show every little bit and piece of this game, but if you guys do want to watch the full versions of the hunts, I can post, like, I can start streaming, honestly, with some free time. You guys can tune in, catch in, see what I'm doing. Or I can put in the longer versions of the fights, do a little bit more commentary so it's a little more interesting to watch. But just let me know how you guys would like it down in the comments, and I promise this journey is not just for me, it's for both of us. But without further ado, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.